What's good, Breaker Nation? Welcome back to another session of Bama Breaker. And for today, I wanted to tell y'all a story time, and this is going to be Drunken Chronicles Part Dos. So, Part 1 was about me telling y'all about Hunter, how Hunter was in my back seat, DJ was in the car, Eric was in the car, and Hunter was stupid drunk because we picked him up on the strip and stuff like that. I think y'all seen a picture of Hunter laying on like my hood of my car and stuff like that. That was Drunken Chronicles Part 1. This is Drunken Chronicles Part 2. So, Part 2 starts off with me laying on my couch. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. This recently just happened. 3 o'clock in the morning. Right now, it's 10:15. So, like 7 hours ago, it's like 3 o'clock. I'm laying on my couch. I'm asleep. But I'm in like that days where like I'm asleep, but I can still hear the TV. I can still hear my fan, stuff like that. I'm in that part of my sleep. So like around like 3:10 in the morning, I hear a knock at my door. Okay, so I wasn't expecting nobody to be knocking on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning. The only people who know where I live is Eric and the girl Melanie that I work with, and they both are asleep, I guess. So I'm like, who's knocking at my door? So it goes again. So I jump up and I'm sitting on like my couch at this point, and I'm like rubbing my face, I'm rubbing my head, trying to wake myself up like any other person in the morning. And I get up to walk to the door and they start knocking on my window. So I'm like, bro, what's going on? And they're trying to jiggle my knob to open my door, like trying to jiggle my knob, trying to put the key into like the little hole, because I have an electronic key. I think I told y'all that back in my move-in video, where like my electronic key like died and stuff like that, or whatever. But so he's trying to put the key, his key, in like my like lock it. So I finally go to the door, unlock the door. And like when I open the door, I'm rubbing my head like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And the funny part about the video was, when I opened the door, he's like, "Oh my jeepers!" And I'm sitting there rubbing my head. I thought it was so funny at first, but I'm like half asleep and I'm kind of irritated because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, "Is this something I can help you with?" And he was like, "Oh my God, you work at Moe's. Oh my God, do you remember me? I always come into Moe's after I leave Rounders." Side note, Rounders is a bar. So he was like, "I always come to Moe's when I leave Rounders. I usually get the steak nachos or a Ron Dug, and you usually tell me you're not making Ron Dugs because you don't feel like it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds like me." He was like, "Yeah, you told us you were closed one time and you had us leave." I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like me too. But is this something I can help you with, bro? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. You trying to open my door? Like, what's up?" And he is like, "Bruh, to be honest," and he was like stuttering because he's really drunk. And he's stuttering like, "Bruh, I thought I was at my homeboy's house." And I was like, "Where does your homeboy live at?" And he was like, "Oh, he live on the second floor right above you. Your neighbor right above you." And I'm like, "The person like right above me?" He was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, so you thought you was on the second floor?" And he was like, "Bro, I'm not there right now." And I'm like, "I see you're not there right now." I'm like, "How long have you been here?" And he was like, "I left Rounders like an hour ago." And I'm like, "Okay, so leaving Rounders to get to my house, because I've done it before, is like 15 minutes. So I'm like, "What you been doing for like 45 minutes? And he was like, "Oh, I've been knocking on your door for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, "You was knocking on my door for 45 minutes? And he was like, yeah, I've been knocking on your door for 45 minutes. And I'm like, "Bro, are you serious?" So I'm like, "Well, this is not your homeboy apartment, and I gotta be to work in the morning, so I'm gonna need you to leave." And he was like, "Okay, cool, bro. I'll see you at Moe's and all that tomorrow if I do show up." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." As I'm closing the door, he's trying to walk up the stairs and he falls. And he only made it up 2 stairs. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Now it's my obligation to get him to his homeboy's house, because it's going to be bad on my conscience if I close his door and something happens to him. So I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, do you need help? At first he was like, no, I don't. I got this. And I'm like, nah, bro, I got you, because you're really drunk and you already done fell down the stairs and you only made it up 2 stairs at this point. So I help him up the stairs. And at this point, I'm even more mad because it started to rain and it's 3 going on 4 o'clock in the morning. You banging on my door. I'm like half asleep, and now I gotta help you up the stairs. You're drunk in the rain. So help you up the stairs, get you to my neighbor that lives right above me, and I knock on the door, and we're standing there for like 10 minutes. So I'm knocking on the door, he's knocking on the window, and his friend finally, my neighbor, finally opens the door and had the same reaction I had. Bo, like, what the fuck? Like, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I know that. Is this your nigga? And when I pointed, he looked out the door and was like, bro. And the drunk guy was like, Gregory, and he was like, Bo, what are you doing here? And he was like, I just left Rounders like an hour ago. And he was like, what? So I knew my neighbor was kind of like out of it, because I was out of it listening to the story. So I had to fill him in with the pieces I had to put together. And my neighbor was like, bruh, thanks, you real, because you didn't have to help him like that. And I was like, it's cool, but still, is this your nigga? And he was like, yeah, I'll take it from here or whatever like that. But then again, he had that face of, dang, now I gotta take care of a drunk person. And nobody likes to take care of a drunk person. So you can like see the like expression on his face, like, yeah, I got it, but I don't want to have it. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I walked back down the stairs. Then when I got back to my apartment, I made sure my door was locked. I made sure I put a spell on it. I mean, like, I couldn't get back in the bitch if I left out. So I'm like, nobody was gonna get into my apartment, because at that point, like, you already done tried to open my door, you knocked on my door, you knocked on my window for like 45 minutes, and I didn't even know. I was half asleep, and I'm sitting and I'm laying on the couch in the living room. So I'm like, all right, cool or whatever. So I made sure everything was situated before I laid back down on the couch. Plot twist, I couldn't go back to sleep. So I was even more mad. I literally didn't go back to sleep until like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I was kind of hurt from that. And when I went back to sleep, I literally woke up 3 hours ago because my manager called me and was like, hey, can you see if your friend wants to come into work, because we don't have enough people. And I'm like, why did you call me to call someone else to see if they want to come into work? So like, I literally had to get up and do all that. So I'm like, it's just been a long night. And like, the funny part about it, the title of this video is Drunken Chronicles, but I wasn't even the person drunk in the video. It was someone else drunk in the video that I had to take care of for that moment. So I just wanted to tell y'all that about what happened to me last night, because now I'm kind of paranoid about my door, because at any time, like, you never know what could happen. Like, but I knew he meant like good, because like he remembered me and like he was just trying to find somewhere to go. So I had to help him out. But at the end of the day, moral of the story is lock your doors. Make sure everything's locked. Make sure you have your security on before you go to bed, because you just never know. I just want to thank everybody for watching my videos, everybody who's been subscribing. As of right now, I'm at 30 subscribers, along with about 500, 600 views for all my videos and combined. And I just want to thank everybody for like watching. Go ahead and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, tell your cat. If you got fish, go ahead and tell your fish if they can subscribe to my channel too, or whatever. But a motivational quote I want to leave everybody with is something that I've been going by, is be great or be forgotten.